When I started studying service more than 3 decades ago, I realized there wasn't a good field of study clearly articulated, so I ended up writing a lot in that area. About 5 years ago, when I got truly curious about the phenomenon of care, I went about studying it, and I found 2 schools. One was healthcare, which made a lot of sense, and the other was philosophers, who debated endlessly about this phenomenon of care. What does it mean? How do we interpret it? Where does it show up in life, etc.? And I said, this is not very helpful for the man on the street, if you will, for all of us as humans to say, wait a minute, what should I care about? Why do I care? How do I take good care? Then you have to answer the question, what is care? And that's where I came up with the definition: care is concern and commitment for future well-being. Okay, that's a phrase, that's a definition. But then as we start to explore, what does well-being mean? How do I express concern? How does someone demonstrate commitment? I realize there's this whole field that needs to be developed and taught. So I looked at sociology and psychology, and there's anthropology, but there wasn't a care-ology. And so I invented the word.
That is incredible.
Isn't it?
How do we study care-ology?
I think we have to look at the fundamental question of what is it to be human? I think philosophers for years have gotten caught up in what is a human being, like separate from everyone else. But that's not what being human is. So when we say what is being human, we're biological, we're social, we're historical, we're cultural, we're occupational, we're spiritual, we're ecological. And what I just said sounds like a long sentence, but imagine actually teaching this to young people so that they can locate themselves within the history of the world and the history of their lives and see, how am I going to contribute? How can I express my gratitude for all of the past that's brought me to this moment and live in a way that contributes to the future? And I think that's exactly what the Lux Collective is doing in the hospitality industry, where you're literally taking a stand for the well-being of every single person and community that you come into contact with.